I have mucopolysaccharidosis type 2, aka Hunter syndrome, aka MPS II. Howdy, name's Johnny Ray, and I wanted to do a little series on the disease that I have just because it's so rare and I wanted to share the experience of having it. For this video, I'm just going to give a basic explanation of MPS II so that it can be a starting point for you on what it is. So, with that, let's get into it. MPS II is a rare, as in 1 in 100,000 to 1 in 170,000 rare genetic recessive disease where there is a buildup of a sugar molecule called a GAG. GAGs are used to build our bones, tendons, skin, cartilage, and other tissues in the body, and usually the process is that as more GAGs are produced, the older ones are broken down. That's not the case with MPS II. People with MPS II are missing or have a shortage of iduronate 2 sulfatase, which is the enzyme that breaks down GAGs, more specifically the GAGs dermatan sulfate and heparin sulfate. With the buildup of those GAGs, it can cause permanent cellular damage that can affect the person's mental and physical function and even appearance. In my case, the appearance is why I was able to get diagnosed early on. I believe it was about the 6-month mark, but usually people don't get diagnosed until a few years after they're born. The only reason I was diagnosed early was because I had a cousin that also had MPS II, and with MPS, people usually have similar looking physical features, mainly in the face and body posture. In my entire life, I have only ever been recognized with MPS one time, and that was while I was out getting food for my dog. The cashier noticed the way I looked, and she explained that her brother had MPS 1. And by the way, there's 7 different types of MPS. I honestly didn't know what to say during that conversation because I was just so caught off guard. Now, for MPS 2 symptoms, I will talk about what I experienced in a later video because there's just a lot to unpack there. But for now, I'll just display what an individual can experience. The severity of these symptoms depends on the person because MPS II is a spectrum with how people are affected. For me, I have a mild case where I am mainly affected physically. For the more severe side, there is a lack of motor skills, mental development, and shorter lifespan. Is there a cure for MPS II? Unfortunately, there is not, but there is a treatment to help slow down the progression and improve quality of life. The treatment is called enzyme replacement therapy with a drug called Elaprase, which is administered through IV infusion. In my case, instead of an IV in my arm, I am infused through my portacast that's in my chest right here, and I have to do that every week. I think that's about all I am going to cover for this one. I will go into further detail into this stuff and more, like what it was like growing up with this, insurance, and all that other fun stuff in later videos. If you have any questions about it, feel free to ask and I'll get to it as soon as I can. Thanks for watching and have a good day or night wherever you are.